إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الشيخ العلامة الشيخ صالح الفوزان بن عبد الله الفوزان حفظه الله تعالى: إن الله جل وعلا يريد من المؤمنين أن يكونوا إخوة متحابين متعاونين على البر والتقوى. The Shaykh said that Allah Azza wa Jal wants from the believers that they be brothers, that have mutual love, muta'awinina, and that they have cooperation between them based upon goodness and fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. He says Allah Azza wa Jal wants this because the people are practitioners of Islam, and Islam is the deen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with, because He says subhanahu wa ta'ala, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. هو سبحانه وتعالى رضي بهذا الدين. He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is pleased with this deen. He loves Islam, and He loves the true practitioners of it. And so among the things they're supposed to do with this ni'mah of Islam that Allah has completed for them is they're supposed to have, the true practitioners have mutual love for one another. They're supposed to cooperate based on birr and taqwa. فَالْإِيمَانُ يَجْمَعُهُمْ وَالْمُحَبَّةُ تُرَبَّتَ بَيْنَهُمْ. It is faith that gathers them together, and it's their true love that ties them in a bond between each other. لَيْسَتَ الْمُحَبَّةُ لِأَجْلِ الدُّنْيَا. The love between the brothers and sisters is not because of the dunya. لَيْسَتَ الْمُحَبَّةُ لِأَجْلِ قَرَابَةٍ. The love between the brothers and sisters, the love between the brothers and the love between the sisters is not based upon who their relatives are. وَإِنَّمَا مُحَبَّةٌ فِي ذَاتِ اللَّهِ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى. Rather, their true love for one another has to be based upon the fact that their love is fi sabilillah, or else it has no permanence, has no permanence, has no permanence. It cannot last unless that love is in the way of the one who gives everything its lasting ability. But Islam deen muhabba bain al-ba'i. Islam is the religion of love between those who are actually following it. And of course you know there's something to take away love, like getting high. If you get high, you're not expected to be loved. You aren't expected to get love. You get adawa wa baghdha. What is the result of using drugs? Al-adawa wal baghdha. It is enmity and hatred for you, because that's what Allah Azza wa Jal wants from that action, because it's khabith, because it's indecent, it's ugly, it's the work of shaitan. So that person, of course, he or her, they nullify themselves by the use of drugs, by drinking alcohol. Who does love for me? That. The only way you can stop, get the love, هل أنتم منتهون إن تَرَكْتَهُ. You have to stop. You drug user, you have to stop. That's the only way you can find love. And the only way you can find happiness is to stop the addiction. No small amount of, I was clean for 20 days. If you was clean for 20 days, as a believer always wants to be what? Clean. A believer wants to be clean. How you going to say you was clean for 2 days? Clean for 20 days? Clean for 10 days? That's that non-association stuff, NA. And don't associate with what's really the truth. And the truth is Allah doesn't want people to get high. The truth is He hates the intoxication. The truth is, between you and others, there's going to be hatred and rancor until you stop. But as for the true followers who don't have these problems, who are not drug addicted, محبة في الله عز وجل, بعد محبة الله, after love of Allah, ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, محبة المؤمنين. The brothers have to love the believers. They don't have options in this. They have to love. The believers have to love. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, لا يدخل الجنة حتى تؤمنوا ولا تؤمنوا حتى تحابوا. ألا أدلكم على شيء إذا فعلتموه تحاببتم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, you will not go to paradise until you believe. And you will not believe until you have mutual love. Try not to show you how you can do something. And if you did it, you would achieve this love. قُلْنَا بَلَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. They said, yes, the Rasulullah, tell us. He said, قَالَ, he said, أَبْشُوا السَّلَامْ بَيْنَكُمْ. Spread the salam between you. Say assalamu alaikum. Don't walk in the masjid, your brother say assalamu alaikum to you mumbling. We don't know whether you said it or not. Say assalamu alaikum. You meet him in the street, say assalamu alaikum. Say wa alaikum salam. And not anything else. Say it. You say you want love? You didn't have love in Jahiliyyah? Give the salams. That's a step toward love. Say assalamu alaikum. Say it clear. Say it right. Say it with respect. Say it like you know what it means. Say assalamu alaikum. وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ يَتَحَابُونَ فِي اللَّهِ. The believers, they love fi sabilillah. So وَإِنْ كَانُوا فِي بَلَدٍ وَاحِدٍ, whether they're in one city or فِي بِلَادٍ مُتَعَدِّدَةٍ, or they're in many cities all around. يَتَحَابُونَ فِي اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. They love fi sabilillah. So وَإِنْ تَعَاصَرُوا فِي وَقْتٍ وَاحِدٍ, even if whether they live in the same time, أَوْ كَانُوا خَلْفًا لِمَنْ سَلَفَ, or they came after those who came before them. They loved the ones who they knew were the Salaf, who were the believers. They loved them also because they're believers. They also love them. لا يحل مسلم يبغض أخاه أو يهجره. It's not allowed for a Muslim to hate his brother أو يهجره or cut him off عنه لأي سبب من أسباب الدنيوية. It's not even allowed for one brother to hate another and cut him off for something dealing with the dunya. How does he cut off his brother أسباب الدنيوية when his love is based upon توحيد الله عز وجل? How does he cut his brother off for something dealing with the dunya? I met him. You met him for something dealing with religion? No. He bought the car I was supposed to get. So I'm mad at him. I ain't talking to him. And other petty nonsense like that. And those of us who fight over things that are illegal, you're even in a worse situation. You're going to fight somebody over some territory over drugs? You need to back up and take a look at yourself. You're going to come and say, that dude over there right there, let's get him right now. He's over in the janaza. And there he is, let's get him. You're going to say, let's get him? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Because the mind is used to be able to tell the difference between harm and benefit, or between benefit and harm. You're out of your mind. The mind shows the difference between evil and good. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind if you do that. وإن كان لابد فثلاثة أيام. The Shaykh said if you just had to be mad over something in the dunya, 3 days. And what's that for? The Shaykh Hafidhullah Ta'ala said, من أجل أن يذهب ما في نفسه ثم تراجع عن الهجر ويسلم على أخيه. Just to settle down what you got going on in your chest, you're not mad anymore. For a man, a grown man and a grown woman, no more than 3 days or less. For grown men and grown women who believe they reach maturity and they understand there's no being mad for a week. There's no being mad for a month. There's no being mad for years and years. None of that. 3. And that means you. And that means dunyui. Dunyui anger. Something in this world. You and them beefing over something in this world. 3. Or less. The Shaykh said, and then you come off it. As they say, you get over it. And you leave that hijr alone. You stop boycotting. You return to give salams. You sallim ala akhihi. He should give salams to his brother. وَالْمَهْجُورُ, the one who he cut off, كَذَلِكَ لَا يَعْرُضُ بَلْ يُسَلِّمْ. He doesn't turn away. He also supposed to give salams. I'm still mad. I ain't going to give it. Husbands and wives, you angry? Husband walks in, he says, Assalamu alaikum. Sister, say wa alaikum salam. Brothers, husbands, you're mad and you had a little spat between you. She walks in and says, Assalamu alaikum. Say wa alaikum salam. And end that nonsense on the spot. End it. End it. You want to move on with your family. You want to move on. You want to have peace in your household. You want to move on. You got an institution to run. Your family. There's no time for you and her not to be talking because you didn't put the toilet paper on right. And the best one's the one who starts with the salam. Not this stubborn nonsense. Let's see who can hold their breath the longest. Let's see who can hold out not talking the longest. Let's see who can be mad the longest. That's not in this day, brothers and sisters. Who can be mad the longest? That's nonsense. Yani doesn't have sense to it. Doesn't seem to understand the difference between right and wrong, benefit and harm, evil and good. Yani doesn't make sense. Nonsense. وَالْأَنْسَابِ تَجْمَعُهُمْ. Their relatives not going to bring them together. وَالْقَرَابَ تَجْمَعُهُمْ. Yeah, الْأَنْسَابِ, who their people are and their tribe, that's not going to bring them together. وَالْقَرَابَ تَجْمَعُهُمْ. And their relatives, fake or real, are going to bring them together. al-Muhabba. That's not going to bring them together for love. قال الشيخ محمد أمان جامي رحمه الله تعالى. Just to insert something from this other Sheikh rahimahullah ta'ala, just something about this. He said, بقوله سبحانه وتعالى, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. You are the best ummah that has come out for the people. You enjoying the good. And you forbid evil and you believe in Allah. The Shaykh said that قَدْ رَأَيْنَا اللَّهِ. We see that Allah يُخَاطِبُ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ. He addresses this ummah al-Muhammadiyah, the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mubasharatan. He addresses them directly, وَدُونَ وَاسِطَةٍ, and without any intermediary, وَدُونَ تَقْيِيدَهَا بِآيَ الصِّفَةِ مِنْ الصِّفَاتِ الْمُقَيِّدَةِ. And he addresses all the people without any kind of tie or lock between them and any description. مِنْ صِفَاتِ الْمُقَيِّدَةِ لَا قَوْمِيَّةِ. He addresses them without ethnic concerns. Allah did not address the people according to their ethnicity. He addressed them as the Ummah of Muhammad. Al-Wataniyah. He didn't address them according to their national origin. He addressed them as the Ummah of Muhammad. Al-Qabiliyah. And like tribalism, he addressed them according to as the Ummah of Muhammad. بَلْ يَقُولُ لَهُمْ يَا إِتْبَعُ مُحَمَّدٍ عَلَيْهِ الصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ كُنْتُمْ خَيْرُ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. He only said, He addressed them as the believers, not black, not neighborhood, not national, not white. And don't allow anybody to try to bring that through a back door gradually, so we'll be at each other's necks once more like we were in Jahiliyyah. If this is an agenda of Jahiliyyah, it's an agenda of Jahiliyyah, it's a Jahiliyyah agenda to bring those old Jahiliyyah feelings about what? The gang, a particular social institution, a gang, put together to pretend to have dominance over their neighborhood, a gang, a particular social institution that's meant to pretend ownership and meant to pretend leadership. Don't allow the believers, don't allow the people to sneak through the back door and make you skin conscious once more, because your skin consciousness before did not get you or me anything. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كم يحب ربنا ويرضى. وأسلم وصلي على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الشيخ فوزان حفظه الله: وإذا حصل الشيء من سوء التفاهم, and if there occurs between us a misunderstanding, كالذي يسبب قطيعة, like those things that make us split from one another, or يسبب تباعد, or stay away from one another, بين القلوب, makes our hearts stay away from each other. If there's something happening between us we don't understand properly, and so therefore we begin to separate, our hearts separate based upon our own understanding. He said, if this happens, he said, at this time, فَهُنَا يَأْتِي دُورُ إِصْلَاحِ ذَاتِ الْبَيْتِ. He said, this is the time that we need conciliation or reconciliation between the differences. That's the time to erect reconciliation between the differences. We don't leave our hearts separate. We don't leave mutual hatred when it's supposed to be love. It's time to bring about reconciliation between the people. دون إصلاح ذات البين وإصلاح ضد الإفساد. And then the Sheikh defines it. He said, Islah is the opposite of undermining people and sabotaging them. The exact opposite of undermining and sabotaging relationships between the believers. It's the opposite of that. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى والله يعلم المفسد من المصلح. And Allah knows he who means mischief, and he knows he who means good. Allah knows the mischief makers and what they try to do between people, and Allah knows the ones who want Islah, to reconcile between the people. Allah knows the one from the other one. فالمصلح هو الذي يسعى لجمع بين المتنافرين ومتباغضين ومتباعدين بين المسلمين. He is the one who hurries between the people who try to run from each other, who have run from each other, who are mutually angry at one another, who stay away from one another between the Muslims. هو يرأب الصدع ويؤلف بين المسلمين ويزيل الأحقاد. هذا له أجر عظيم. The Sheikh said, this is the one who tries to heal the crack between the people and brings familiarity and friendship between them, and takes away the hatred and tries to remove the hatred. Remove the hatred. Remove the hatred. Not fire up the hatred. Not whisper in somebody's ear, you should hate Fulan because Fulan did this to you, and you should hate Fulan because Fulan said that to you, and you should hate Fulan because Fulan is doing this to you, and without a shred of proof, and without a shred of evidence, just running their mouth to cause hatred, to cause anger, sees another one, he looks at him and says, you know what, I hate you. But why do you hate him? Because my man told me some things on the down low about you. My man, my friend, he got in my ear about you. You wasn't even there. He told me what you said about me. And what did you say to your man when he said that? I'm stupid. I went with it. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I went with it. Because my emotions have yet to control. I have no control over my maturity. I'm not mature enough to understand that when someone comes to me and says that someone said something about me, that one who came to me like that is called a namam. He is a tear carrier. He's a rumor spreader. He's spreading the worst kind of language that there is. If he knows he's spreading hatred, he's a devil. If he doesn't know he's spreading hatred, he's stupid. He's ignorant. And that's not one of the conditions of practice Islam. Ignorance is not one of its conditions. He's the one who heals the cracks and attempts to take away the hatred. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. There's no good in most of their secret talks except in him who orders sadaqah in Allah's cause, or ma'ruf, he orders goodness and he orders tawheed and doing what's right in Islam, or conciliation between people. And he who does this seeking the good pleasure of Allah, we shall give him a great reward. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam بين لنا فساد ذات البين حيث قال, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he clarified this trying to undermine relationships, what it does, going between this one and that one, trying to undermine this one and that one, and telling this one something about that one, and telling that one this about someone else. He clarified what happens. فإن الفساد ذات البين هو حالق لا أقول تحلق الشعر ولكن تحلق الدين. Verily, undermining relations between people shaves. I don't mean shaves the hair, rather it shaves off the religion. دور كبير إصلاح بين المسلمين بين الناس له دور كبير في تلاحم المجتمع المؤمن وتراحم وتناظره. And the role of Islah, bringing reconciliation, it has a large role in making cohesion in the believing society, the believing jama'ah, the believing community. Its role is large in the believing community. Its role is important in the believing community. Its role is important for them to have mutual respect for one another, for them to be able to exchange ideas and talk to one another. Because the other way you just get silence. Except when someone is talking about someone else. ولهذا يسعى المنافقون ومغتابون والنمامون يسعون بين المؤمنين للتفريق بينهم لأنهم قد جندهم الشيطان لهذا الغرض هو يحدث بين المسلمين. And for this reason, because of the breakup it causes, hypocrites, those who are stupid, and those who run around with rumors, they run between the believers with this aim, to break them up. Shaitan is the mobilizer of them. Shaitan is their mobilizer. As they run between the believers saying things about them to break them up, and also to cultivate Islam, to cultivate Tawheed, to cultivate us with Allah that wants cultivating us. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for us is ibadah, true aqidah, true ibadah, true suluk, true character, not the nonsense from the street or from the street. Not the nonsense from the street. My young brothers, there's nothing in the street except a path to another building or house. That's what the street is. It's to walk from one place of benefit to the next place of benefit, not to hang out. yani udon atang, jungle man, an orangutan. Not to hang out like a chimpanzee. Not to hang out like an orangutan. Not to hang out like a gorilla. Not to hang out like any other kind of monkey. But to walk like a man, to where you gotta go and stay out of nonsense. To walk like a man, where you gotta go and take care of your business. Not standing around the block with your hand in your pocket. Not standing around wishing you had something, but you got the power to get something, but you don't know what you're gonna get. So you get yourself in trouble. You're being led by the nose. Your ears are full of somebody else telling you it's not your religion, how you should treat a woman. Your heart is full of hatred for rich people when you yourself could go out and work and save your money and do things. Your mind is full of curse words. So when you speak, some of you, you speak like what? Like the top of the line ignorant people. And then when you come outside these blocks here, you're ashamed to open your mouth because you're not speaking English. You're speaking a pre-programmed black man's ghetto language that doesn't end in any kind of pronunciation, doesn't know a word, can't spell. Now you let that happen to you, and you did it to yourself. You're a believer. You're supposed to have high honor. You're a believer. You're supposed to want the best of the world. You're a believer. You're supposed to want what's clean. You're a believer. You're supposed to want what's good. You're a believer. You're supposed to worship Allah with all your heart. But you can't worship Allah with all your heart if you share your heart with them. You're supposed to tell them, not them tell you. You're supposed to lead them, not them lead you. You want to smoke a cigarette, you foolish boy? You want to light up a cigarette? You think it's cool, but it starts with lighting a fire. How can it be cool? It starts with a fire. How can it be cool? You choked and coughed the first time you smoked it. Your natural body told you, I don't want it. And you were so impressed with the first fool you saw with a square, sorry, I'm a little older, cigarette hanging out of his mouth, that you were so impressed, you would kill yourself for the impression. You would kill yourself for impression. Wake up, young people, we need you. And not just when you're